Welcome back again, everyone. I want to believe that you're doing well. My name is Kiplel Alex from Nairobi Technical Training Institute, and today I want us to start our module, Digital Literacy. Like I had said before, this is a basic unit of competency uh, within the course Automotive Mechatronics Level 6. And today we are going to be concentrating on identifying appropriate computer software and hardware. We are going to generally do a build-up uh, that will allow us that by the end of this module or this topic, then we are supposed to be able to identify appropriate computer hardware and also appropriate computer software. Now, let us look at the concepts of information communication technology. And from the picture that you can see there, uh, we have ICT, we have data processing, we have storing data, we have presentation of data, and gathering data. All these can be considered as concepts of ICT. And this is generally what we are going to be going through together. We are going to be understanding some terms, some different terminologies that are going to assist us to understand well the concept of ICT. And all these terms will revolve around what you are seeing in this picture: storage of data, processing of data, gathering data, and processing of data. When we'll be done with all this, then we can say that we have actually understood the concept of ICT within ourselves. Now, there's these two terminologies, IT and ICT. Well, there are terminologies that you may say that they are similar, but in the real sense, they are not actually the same. IT and ICT. Now, I want us to understand the term IT, then understand the term ICT. Then at the end of the day, you'll come to appreciate the fact that IT and ICT are actually two different terms. Well, they complement one another. Another one arose from the other one, but they are two different terms. Now, the term information technology refers to an entire field that uses computers, an entire field using computers, networking, a software or a number of softwares, and other equipment. For what purpose? To manage information electronically in a digital form. So we are using computers, networking, and software, and other simple equipments. These other equipments could be printers, they could be plotters, but we are using them to manage information electronically in a digital form. It is basically you can think of it traditionally as a way in which people used to organize files, to store information using different forms. But now, for this case, we are using computers, we are using networking, and a specific software so that we can do the same task that people used to do in the past. Now, when we look on the other term, uh, ICT, that is information and communication technology. Remember, uh, the word that has been added to our previous terminology, which was information technology, is communication. We are adding the term communication. Now, information communication technology can be considered as an extended version of IT. Why? Is because it involves the word C, which is that communication, and represents data, communication of data by electronic means, usually over some distance. Now, when we were talking of IT, remember we were using computers to manage information within that same computer. Now, when we involve the transfer of data from one computer to another, from one device to another, maybe using some telecommunication, then now information communication technology comes into place. go back to my arrow so that I can move. Now, after doing that, I want us to understand what a computer is. And in simple and in a layman's language, what is a computer? You can consider a computer as an electronic device which is capable of receiving inputs. These inputs are data from the user. You yourself, you are the user of that computer. So a computer is an electronic device that is capable of receiving inputs, storing it for a desired period of time, manipulating it according to instructions that are set, they are called programs, and producing the output to the user in a desired form. Now, these are actually four things that you need to be aware of it when you are talking of what a computer is. We are saying that it is a device that is capable of receiving what? Inputs from a user, storing those inputs for a desired period of time, manipulating it according to set instructions called programs, and producing the output to the user in a desired form. Now, if you take an example of a document, now the data that you're input are the words that you are typing. For example, when I was doing this tutorial, then when I was typing what a computer is, that was actually the input that I was putting in. That was the data, the raw data. Then I was able to store it for a desired period of time, and it's still stored up to now. I was able to manipulate it, that is adding different themes, playing around with the fonts, playing around with the images, and also uh, producing an output. So what I was using entirely was a computer. And also we can actually define a computer also in a simple way now and say a computer is a machine which can take instructions and perform computations based on those instructions. That is a simpler way of actually explaining what a computer is. Now, this is imagery of what we can say the computer is, because now we are looking at the four things that we are talking about: the data, the process of data, the storage of data, and the display of the data. Now we have data. You can see here. This is the data that John Smith is trying to input into the central processing unit for processing. This is storage. We are doing storage here, and after doing storage, we remember we are saying that we are supposed to manipulate this data using a desired program, so that at the end of the day we can have some display, which is the information that we are displaying here is what actually becomes our end product. And by doing that, we can actually say that we have actually explained what a computer is in essence. Now, this will be our last thing that we are going to be doing today, the characteristics of a computer. This, and remember, I'm doing this because I want us to just understand some concepts before we can build up to our module well. So that these are the things that are going to assist us as we proceed with this module. Now, characteristics of a computer. Remember, I want you to think of a computer like a person. Remember, even we people take the data, we do process data, we do store data, and also could be we may not display data, but in some way we can express ourselves in some way. Now, when we talk of characteristics of a computer, just like a person, there are characteristics that come up with being that organism. So computers also have characteristics, and characteristic number one is what we call speed. A computer can perform tasks very fast. That is what we call speed, as simple as it is. When we talk of reliability, electronic components in modern computers are dependable because they have a low failure rate. You can consider this your friend. You can rely more on a computer because you are sure that it may not fail, unlike your friend whom you may call and that friend may not come. Now we have accuracy. The accuracy of a computer is consistent and high, of high degree, because it works electronically. And we normally say that the only error that comes out of a computer is the error that you as a user uh, input into that computer. Normally we say it is garbage in, garbage out. That is GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. When you put garbage into computer, it will give you garbage as the end result. Now, another characteristic is what we call diligence. And we can say, unlike human beings, a computer is free from boredom. Remember, the computer will never be bored, it will never be tired, and it will never lack concentration. It is you as a human being who can lack that. And therefore, a computer can be able to work for hours without making any errors or complaints. That is what we call diligence. When we talk of versatility, we say computers have the capacity to perform completely different type of work. You may use your computer to prepare payroll slips at the moment, and in the next moment, you are using it, for example, to manage inventories or to prepare bills. Therefore, there is that term called versatility. You can switch from one activity to another very, very fast without actually that computer complaining or giving you headaches. Uh, we have power of remembering. Of course, computer can remember very well. It has no feelings. It cannot say today I am tired, I am sick or something, and it has no IQ. Remember, it has no IQ like human beings, and therefore it cannot think. You have to think on its behalf. Therefore, having said all that, uh, we are going to meet again during our next lesson as we continue discussing and understanding the concepts of ICT. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all.